On June 7th at 3 a.m., I had a pretty painful contraction that woke me up. And I, thought I'll just go back to sleep. But about 20 minutes later, I had another one. And then within 15 to 20 minutes, I kept on having contractions. So I wake up at 6 in the morning and I say, babe, I think today might be the day.
We drove to the hospital. We got there, and what kept running through my mind is, it's actually happening. It's happening. We're leaving with a baby.
So at 3 p.m. we checked in at the hospital, and Serge went to do the admitting. They wheeled me back into the triage area, whatever. And when I was in the room by myself, I broke into tears, and I had a lot of fear.
It was really exciting. It was really, it's hard to describe all the feelings.
I'm laying there, and they put the baby heart monitor on, and they put the contraction belt on and everything. And when I heard her heartbeat, it's just like the fear went away.
So we kept having contractions. We're in our suite now,
but having my family there gave me so much strength. I could take my mind off the pain and focus in on them and laugh. As you saw in the vlogs, we laughed a lot.
I kind of felt helpless. I felt like I really can't do anything for Nat other than moral support. It was really her battle. It was her fight.
10:30 p.m. it got really painful, and I knew that I couldn't have them in the room. And so everybody stepped out of the room. That moment was scary, because I was like, oh, everyone's leaving. It's just me. It's just me and Serge. Because I didn't know what to expect. I didn't know how bad the pain was gonna get. But I did know that at the end I would see my little baby girl.
Just try to keep her focused and on track. Every time she'd get emotional with the pain kicking in, I'd just be like, hey, don't think about emotions right now. We gotta get this job done. This is a job that we gotta finish. And we're almost done. We're almost done.
I knew the entire time that God was with me, and I never prayed so much in my life. Every thought was, God give me strength, God give me strength, and He did. He gave me strength, and part of my strength that He gave me was having my husband there.
So while in the labor room, I kept running out because our family was in the lobby. They were waiting the whole time. I kept giving them updates, and I was like, guys, we're almost there. The whole time I felt like family was gonna give up at one point and just go home, because it was already 1, 2 o'clock in the morning. It was hitting 3, and I was like, man, I feel so bad. But all of them stuck around. They were watching movies in the lobby. Somebody was sleeping. They brought sleeping bags. It was really nice to have them there, for me to come out there and be like, guys, it's almost there. And they kept cheering me on. They're like, well, let us know, let us know.
At that point, it wasn't jokes. We weren't joking around anymore, but it was more of, He was very strict with me, and He was very serious, because I needed that. Because the moments I said, I'm gonna die, I can't do this, I'm gonna die, and He would just take my face and look at me, and He would say, babe, we talked about this, you can do it.
At one point in the delivery process, I had to step out. I had to step out and really just reset my mind. All the helplessness that I had, that I couldn't really do anything physically for Nat, just was getting to me. And I had to step out, breathe, and just go, hey, I gotta bring her home. I gotta bring her home. I gotta help her get this done. And I'd come in with a fresh attitude, and I'd be like, come on, babe, we're gonna do this.
So we're approaching 3:51 a.m. At this point, we know that the face of an angel is minutes away. And inside, I was experiencing a high of joy, of cheerfulness. My birth plan was for them to put her on my chest.
Once the baby came.
The moment that baby came out, and the minute they put her on my chest, which was right away,
I felt such a cocktail of emotions all at the same time that I didn't know what to do with myself.
happiness and joy, satisfaction, that I did it, that we did it.
I wanted to cry, I wanted to laugh, I wanted to just jump around, and at the same time, I couldn't do any of those things because I was just frozen.
The only word that slipped off my tongue was, oh my God, it's my baby. When she was laying on me and she was looking at me and her smell, and she was the most beautiful thing I've ever seen. She was the face of an angel laying on my chest, looking at me.
I felt like, you know, I hit the highest high possible. It was just such a miracle to see this human being that's been, you know, inside for 9 months. She's here. She's arrived.
To finally see her after 9 months, to see what was inside my womb for 9 months, to finally see her here, breathing and crying. But then she stopped crying, and then she's just looking at me, and it was such a bonding experience.
As soon as they got her on Nat's chest, she just calmed down and she was just looking at her, and that just melted me.
It was the coolest thing I've ever experienced, ever. And to see Serge standing next to me, to see him like also in such shock, and you know, we were speechless. It was amazing.
I just couldn't get enough of it, and you know, after a while, after we've been enjoying her for a little bit, I asked the nurses, I said, what time was she born? And they said, oh, an hour ago. And we just couldn't believe that a whole hour passed since she was born.
That hour went by so fast.
Time was like, it's like when she was born, the world stopped around us, and it was just me, Nat, and the baby. And we just couldn't take our eyes off of each other. So it was a very special, very sacred moment. In the world.
Just